Hello, and welcome to a brief overview of your 401k distribution options when you separate from service with your employer. My name is Luke Novak with Rothschild. I do want to call out that if you are considering taking a distribution from your 401k plan, please consult the appropriate experts. We would hate for you to make an unintentional mistake or engage in a distribution option that you didn't want to engage in. With that said, let's take you through the main options that are available for most of us when we separate from service. That's leave the money in, move it to a new employer's plan, roll it to an IRA, or take a cash distribution. Let's start with number one here, leave the money in the plan. Folks, this is usually the easiest step to take because it doesn't require that you do anything. I do want to remind you that you do retain your tax advantage growth potential. But we do want to keep in mind, typically, you're not going to be able to put any new money in the retirement plan, regardless of whether you were terminated, you quit, or you retired. Once you're no longer an employee, you're generally not able to put any new money into the plan. There are some things to keep in mind depending on the size of your balance. If your balance is a large balance, you likely can keep your money in that account indefinitely, pending plan rules. If you have a small balance, less than $1,000, and you don't take action, usually within 60 to 90 days of your separation from service event, they may have a plan rule that allows them just to send you a check, a cash out check that will be subject to IRS rules and regs of penalties and taxes. If your balance is above 1,000, but less than, depending on when you're watching this video, the rules are currently 5,000. But they're moving to 7,000 shortly, they may automatically roll you over into an IRA. There's no penalties or tax consequences for that action, but sometimes it could be difficult to track down those dollars and move them to an investment account that you're looking to move it to. Remember, all of these rules are subject to your various plan features and rules. Second option is going to be move those dollars to an new employer sponsored retirement plan. Some things that you want to be aware of. It retains its tax advantage growth potential, assuming that you complete the rollover correctly. And some folks have commented it's nice to have all the money in one place rather than leaving it into different employers' accounts. Keep in mind, there may be waiting times. It may not be allowed per the rules of your new plan document. And your employer will have similar type of control over the investment options that are available to you, as well as the other plan rules and features. Your third option is to roll those dollars into an IRA. One of the nice things about this is, again, assuming you do it correctly, you're going to retain that tax advantage growth potential, but you'll also have, likely, depending on which plan you're coming from, access to more investment options. Generally speaking, 401k plans are limited to a certain universe of investment options. That's not always the case with IRAs. Generally have a much larger universe that you can choose from. Again, central repository for tracking and management, and depending on your employment status and your income, additional contributions may be allowed. Other things to remind yourself of is, unless you hire an outside professional, you are going to be entirely responsible for the management of this portfolio. Certain plan investments may not be available that you like. Some folks like guaranteed investment contracts, if that was available in your old 401k plan, or stable value funds. Again, those are products of organizational sponsored plans that generally may not be available to you as an IRA investor. And if loans were available to you in your IRA, in your 401k, that will not be available in your IRA. The last option is a cash out or lump sum distribution. The advantages are immediate access to your money. However, the negatives are, depending on your age, there could be early withdrawal penalties as well as other tax implications. So we strongly urge you, depending on which option you're looking at, consider all of the advantages and other things to keep in mind for each one of those options before you make your final decision. Just to summarize again, leave your money in the plan, roll it into a new employer's plan, roll it into an IRA, or take a cash out. If you need additional help or support, work with somebody in your network. If you don't have somebody in your network, we're always willing to walk you through and talk you through what some of your options and considerations for those options may be. You can simply scan the QR code that's up on your screen. You can also send us an email, and we'll try to schedule as soon as we can a one-on-one consultation with you. There are no additional fees or charges to go through that process. We're here to be a resource for you. And so the QR code, which isn't necessarily something I'm accustomed to using, but hopefully if this is something that you know how to use, point your camera phone at it, it'll take you right to our calendar. Folks, thank you very much for your time, for your attention. We look forward to talking with you soon.